What's up, guys? Adam from esportsheaven.com, and I'm here with none other than Panda Global's RayRay. How you doing today, man?
Doing good. I just played my pools, qualified and winners. Good start to the day.
All right, man. So walk me through your matches in Marvel and any other games you entered.
I had entered Street Fighter V as well, but I didn't play my matches. I'm strictly focusing on Marvel this event.
Right.
And relatively well played. Kind of made it out easily. No real struggle.
Okay.
Kind of happy about that.
All right, so looking forward ahead, are you feeling confident? Is there anyone that you want to face or don't want to face? How are you feeling about maybe this being your year to finally win that EVO title?
As for don't want to face it, obviously I want to avoid the Morgans. You know, I have a lot of problem with that matchup. But the map is already laid out. I have to fight a bunch of Mag Doom Phoenixes. I played Prodigy from New York, then Neo, and then to qualify I have to play F Champ.
Oh man.
So yeah, it's kind of a rough road, but we'll see what happens.
How are you feeling about that matchup? You feel confident? I remember, I believe you were at the pre-EVO tournament at F Champ's house at FGTV. How are you feeling after that and going into the tournament?
So with Ryan F Champ, it can go either way because we practiced together before this event.
Right.
So like we're really familiar with each other, and you know when players are that familiar, it kind of just whoever has a better day, you know.
Right. Are you you're usually on the West Coast, or I'm sorry, the East Coast, and Marvel on Wednesday has died there, but certainly not as popular as it is before. How are you feeling about the scene in its current state right now in New York?
Honestly, right now it's all dependent on the players, you know, because if people like Justin, if F Champ, if me, if you know, the top players, if we continue to play the game, people will continue playing as well. But it's up to us to actually like step up and do it, you know.
You know, RayRay, as you're one of those guys that I feel like most people, once we kind of got settled into the Three Gods era, people always said that you were like the fourth best. And when the Three Gods kind of like maybe took a step back, focused on other things, you were kind of seen as always the favorite to win majors. And that may or may not has always have happened for different reasons. How do you feel about that in your performance? Like, did you feel like you underperformed when everyone else sort of left, or do you feel like maybe the criticism that you got and like not being consistent enough and not being worthy of that fourth spot is warranted?
Honestly, it was a bit of everything. Like I would underperform, but I also wouldn't have tried my hardest because they weren't playing. You know, the goal was always to beat the best, right? And it sounds like kind of a cop out, but I didn't care as much because I wanted to beat them, and them not being there actually hindered my performance every now and then.
Right, and even at home you have other rivals too. When Cosmos does show up, he does seem to give everyone a lot of trouble. Do you think that you feel like you're very comfortable in being one of the best in New York, or do you feel like there should be more people up and coming? Just how do you feel about the New York scene in general?
New York scene is actually very tight-knit recently. It wasn't like that at first, but everyone who's still playing is all close together. They all practice together, and the results vary because of that, because we're all very familiar with each other, like I said earlier. So New York is always is going to remain strong if we keep playing, and it's always great.
Now you're also a veteran of many long sets, many very big exhibitions, whether it be Fnatic, with Cloud 805, with Coach Steve, you know, and you've won some, you lost some. Where do you, on the big stage though, especially it seemed like with Fnatic and Cloud 805, it seemed like you kind of lost, I don't want to say your mojo, but you just didn't win. How do you feel like, what do you think happened in both of those matches in such high stakes? Because I feel like for you as a player, especially being as good as you are, the longer the set, the better for you.
So when it comes to high pressure matches, it's very rarely about who's better. I know people don't want to hear that. It's about who can maintain composure.
Right.
And when I played Fnatic, I just had started playing in tournaments, and I was not ready for that type of pressure at all. That was not even me on stage, you know. I completely fell apart. But I'm glad I did that because it helped me grow as a player and overall, even as a person. But with Cloud, it was just, I just lost, honestly. I can't say nothing there. I really did just lose.
What is it about Cloud that made it so difficult? Because you do play Flex a lot, and it's the same team. What are the differences, and what gave you so much trouble?
He was ready to snipe out the drones. He came with a game plan, and I just showed up, you know. And it definitely paid off for him. He had an idea of how to stop me, and he did. So it was good stuff to him.
All right. Now, you know, before, maybe a couple years ago, you're known for using the regular guy, you know. Unfortunately, you replace him with Doom. Are we ever going to see him back? Why did you replace him in the first place? Was it specifically just to get that better team? Do you feel like he was only good for certain matchups, things like that?
When I originally switched, I would still beat most players. Like I was still placing consistently in 2012 with Ryu. I didn't travel as often, but when I did, you know, like CEOs and the final rounds, I would always get top 8. But I would always lose to like either like Flocker or Eduardo, and it's because they had anchors. So my team lacked an anchor, and the incoming wasn't very strong. So it was pretty much guaranteed that I was going to lose an anchor. And once the field kind of caught up to the top players at 2012, it was just too much.
Do you still feel like your team lacks an anchor, even though you have Sentinel, or?
It definitely does. It definitely does. But like, I make up for it with just awareness and grinding the game out, because my team does force me to play a little cleaner, a little smarter, but I enjoy it. I play it because I enjoy it.
Right. So I'm assuming with your words there that you're not planning on changing your team anytime soon or having other things. I know that you have used the 0 team against More Doom, as you said. It gives you a lot of trouble. What's your feelings on different teams?
Different teams. The way the game panned out, like, there's a ton of characters, but the intricacies in the game don't really allow people to counterpick. You need to be aware of every situation. You need to know all the in and outs of your character. So when I counterpick the Morgans, it ends up working out, but then I struggle against the other 2 characters of the team, when they usually pair them up with either like Dante Strider or Morgan Doom Virgil. So I don't think counterpicking is as viable as it should be in this game.
Do you think that that's specifically how the game is designed, or do you think that maybe the game hasn't figured out as much?
I think it's because of the way the game's designed. Every character is very complex, very unique, and you need to be aware of every situation, like I said.
Right. So obviously Marvel kind of on the decline, and you said that things are close, and as long as people keep playing, that they will. Do you think that there's ever any hope to maybe get back to the heights that we were at, or do you feel like right now all we can do is hope to maybe get a little bit of growth or just remain where we are?
I think a tiny bit of growth is something we can reach. But as for getting back to the main stage, being one of the main events, I'm not entirely sure, and I'm just being honest. The only thing that can happen is a brand new game right now, because you see, we need the developer support. A lot of these games don't even get the entrance that we do, but they have the developer support. So.
Right. Now, I remember when you were talking about your Fnatic match, you said that you were still a fresh player, and I'm assuming playing Marvel is probably your first game. What first brought you to the fighting game community and just playing video games competitively in general?
So I had like a ton of games for like Xbox, and I realized that the only game I played was Street Fighter 4. And like it was probably like 4 or 5 months of that. Then I got introduced to Chinatown Fair, and like I went to Chinatown Fair once, and the day after I bought an arcade stick, and it started from there. I was like early 2010 right there.
Okay, all right. And then what made you choose Marvel over Street Fighter 4? Because as you said, you played that before.
The game just allowed me to like express myself creatively, and like the game clicked immediately. I don't know what it was about the game, but I understood how to play it, and I understood how to create stuff in it, and like it's just been too much fun since then.
So it's just one of those things that everything kind of fell into place for you?
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. And speaking of falling into place, you got signed by Panda Global. How did that kind of happen? I know you were with Control for a long time. How did you get in contact with them? What have they been doing for you? So
the way it panned out, we spoke after EVO or during EVO last year, and I don't know, it was kind of hot and cold for a little bit. Then when they partnered up with Geico, they were able to sign more players, and that's when they approached me.
Yeah, and so last year, obviously a heartbreaker. You got second place at EVO. Was it really hard to recover from that? Or were you kind of just happy with your performance? I know there was a lot of people who didn't really like Kane as a champion. Was that something that you kind of felt bad about not winning, things like that?
Yeah, it took me a while to get over it. It was definitely a devastating loss, but gotta keep playing. It was pretty rough. It was rough.
How'd you get over it? Just time, or did you specifically just like maybe focus back on the game kind of thing?
It was probably time, because I didn't play the game for maybe about 2 months after EVO, but it's just like I just wanted to take a break because I was grinding very, very hard. So yeah, after the short break, I got back in and I started doing really well at the majors. And yeah, it's hard to stay away from the game. It's too much fun.
Right. Speaking of grinding, you were playing at FChamp's house. Is there any other specific training that you did in preparation for this EVO that you might have done differently than last time?
Honestly, I played a lot less this year, but I try to train a little smarter. Understand why stuff is hitting me, why stuff is working, and just think about every outcome that's possible. So I just try. I took a completely different approach. I'm not grinding at all.
Okay, I see. And because you have this support, you're here now, and you mentioned that you entered Street Fighter 5. Is that another game that you want to put a lot of time into? Are there other games in the future that you want to put more time into now that you have this support from Panda?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be playing a lot of Street Fighter after this. I felt like I grew a lot as a player in Street Fighter 5 during the week, spending at FGTV. I was playing with Ryan, FChamp, and Ricky Ortiz, and like I got some really, really good tips and really good training there. But I still decided to not enter the tournament this weekend and focus on Marvel. But after this, Street Fighter 5 might be my main focus.
All right, man. I don't know if I have anything else to say. Do you have any shout-outs you want to give? Words you want to say to your fans? How can your fans follow you?
You guys already know everything, man. Follow me on Twitter, RayRay19WUN. Shout-outs to Panda for supporting me this past couple of months. Ryan F. Champ for housing me and helping me practice. And shout-outs to everyone in New York, man. You know who you are, the house, everybody, man.
All right, man. There you guys have it. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned to esportsheaven.com for more coverage of EVO 2016. Keep on rooting for RayRay, guys. We'll see you.